Something I've been thinking about as well is, a lot of us will use ChatGPT, and this thing congratulates me for every question I ask it. I've had to say, like,
Yeah.
listen, I don't just answer the question. We can be cool. You don't have to pump my tires every time I
Yeah.
ask a question about something. And so it's been funny to have an actual dialogue with this, artificial intelligence. But the thing I worry about is the training data that some of these chatbots are being trained on, for
Hmm.
example. So if you
Hmm.
have something like Grok, the Elon Musk X AI bot, I mean, you use it a little bit and you start asking about facts and history and news and things like that, and you tend to get kind of a siloed response, like they only
Hmm.
used Twitter to be able to train this thing. And
Yeah.
so you're for the people using that, again, I haven't used it too much, so I might be wrong, but if you're only using like Twitter or a specific worldview, then you're only going to get that back for what you think is fact. It's going to continue this idea of, you know, politicizing history
Yes.
and
Yeah.
basic facts. And if we can't live in the same world as far as the same reality, like we can have differences of opinion, but if we don't believe that the polio vaccine helped eradicate polio, then we are going to have a much different time discussing any of these things. And
Yeah.
so I
Yep.
wonder if for AI bots, that there would be one that's for education and one that's for has there been anything you have right now? You have Claude, you have Perplexity, you have Gemini from Google, you have ChatGPT, etc. Is there any discussion of maybe someone having a maybe not a federal government one, but something that is at least working on data that at least we've agreed is reality? Or I don't even know how to phrase it, but I think you know what I'm getting at.
I do. I do. And I wish for a world in which we could get a committee together to even agree on what, those data would be.
Yeah.
Um, eh, I don't, I think that's a human problem and not a technology problem. I think that
Right.
chatbots at this point are declaring, at least in the fine print, that hallucination may occur, and this may or may not be fact. And I use Chat GPT or Copilot, or I use Text Cortex as well. I use it quite a bit in my own work, and where I find it's most helpful at this point, and this may change down the road, is when I give it a constrained task analyzing information that I provide.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I keep hearing that these technologies are going to progress, and they're going to be able to make predictions about the future, and they're going to get better at answering questions about, let's say, about history. Um, and that may be true. I don't know. I think what we're seeing right now is that even with humans, you get 10 humans in the room and you ask them, what were the causes of World War II? You'll get some variety of answers.
Right.
So that's why I say that's a maybe a human problem and not a technology problem.